Shalom, 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 yasha'Allah. This your boy, Brother Shamwa Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called Sleeping with the Enemy. Sleeping with the Enemy. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi. All right, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. All right, another mighty shalom. All you Akim out there laboring on the highways and on the hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom to you all as well. Like I said, today's lesson is going to be called Sleeping with the Enemy. And this is from dailymail.com. Mom shot dead her kids years after appearing on paternity court TV. It says the mother has been accused of shooting dead two of her kids years after she appeared on paternity court TV to determine the identity of her son's father. It says Onita Romulus, 31, allegedly deleted her son, 13, and daughter, 3, inside a vehicle on Saturday in the Houston area. It says she also injured 8-year-old son and 9-year-old daughter, who were in stable condition after being airlifted to a hospital, as reported by 11 Alive. As police say, Romulus called 911 at 4:30 a.m. requesting help at the Shell gas station in Arlington. When officers arrived at the scene, they found the 4 children shot inside Romulus Audi sedan. According to Brazoria County Sheriff Bo Stallman, it says investigators said that they believe the children were shot inside the car at another unknown location before Romulus drove to the gas station. The tragedy came a decade after Romulus appeared as a teen mom on paternity court TV in 2013 to ask for helping determining who was the father of one of her children. Romulus claimed she had cheated on her fiance of 4 years, Dwayne Seymour, and thus did not know which of the 2 men were her child's father. It says the child whose paternity in question, named Okaro, would now be the same age as the child who was shot dead, but officials told the Daily Mail that they will not be releasing the victims' names out of respect to their family. Seymour was convicted in 2017 of being part of a gang who kidnapped a prosecutor's father, as reported by 11 Alive. It says, I cheated on him basically out of spite, Romulus explained after claiming Seymour had been first to cheat on her. A DNA test determined that neither Seymour nor the other man, Jeremy Covington, were O'Carrier's father. It says Romulus worked as a tax agent and was originally from Haiti. She had recently moved to Texas from Georgia with her children. It says James Chappelle said the grandfather of the 3-year-old girl who was shot dead, he identified her as Amari Chappell, who was also the grandfather of the injured 8-year-old boy, said his son, their father, is currently in prison. It says she had a beautiful smile, just like her dad, Chappelle told Click to Houston of little Amari. He said, I started crying immediately, he said, about hearing the tragic news of the shooting. That's my grandbaby. It says, Chappell added that he did not see anything wrong with Romulus' personality before the alleged shooting. She seemed like a beautiful person, said Chappell. She had a wonderful job and everything. Romulus was charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated Salakia assault. She is being held on $14 million bond. The Daily Mail contacted Brazoria County Sheriff's Office for more information on this story. All right. So as you see, man, listen, you gotta stay away, from these the chaos demons, man. All right, these are on this side. These are enemies, man. A lot of these women are enemies. All right, and you're sleeping with the enemy. Okay. I mean, on the most part, a lot of you, right, are sleeping with serial killers, man. All right, how many times have they gone, to the clinic? You gotta think about that, right? You're sleeping with an enemy who is a serial killer. All right, a lot of these times, right? You really don't know. All right, and these women, man, yeah, it's crazy out here. All right, let's get a couple of scriptures. All right, we're not gonna make this too long. Let's get I want to get this one real quick. In the book of Ecclesiastes. All right, the book of Ecclesiastes, 7, and we're going to start at verse number 25. It says, this is Solomon, all right? So it says, I applied my heart to know and to search out and to seek out wisdom and reason of things and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. Right? In his conclusion, I says, I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets and her hands as bands, whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. All right. So I find more bitter than death the woman, right, whose heart is snares and nets, man. All right. And you just think about it. She was as a teen mom, right? She's on paternity court trying to find out who her baby daddy is. Why? The scriptures tell you in the book of Ecclesiastes 26, and let's see if we can look it up. Let's start at verse number 5. All right. It says, and she said she did it out of spite. She cheated on her, she said her boyfriend or her fiance or whatever, right? We ultimately know, all right? But it says Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 5, it says, there be 3 things that my heart feareth, and the 4th I was sore afraid, the slander of a city, the gathering together of an unruly multitude, and a false accusation. All these are worse than death. It says, but the grief of the heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman. All right. She was mad because she said he cheated. So then it says, and a scourge of the tongue which communicate with all. All right. It says, an evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that have hold of her is as though he had held a scorpion. All right, and the scorpion's got those tails that sting. It says, a drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. All right, and you see, all right, it says, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. All right. And, listen, you quote unquote teen mom, and here you are on national TV, right? With no shame, trying to find who your baby daddy is, right? And then what it say, neither of them was, all right, which means you was all the way out there, all right. And this fits that. Uh, let's read verse 9 again. It says, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and her eyelids. It says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. All right. And that's what's happened. All right. That's what happened to that teen woman who grew up to be you know, a shameless woman. All right. Who ended up deleting 2 of her kids. All right. It says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Watch over her an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler. When he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. It says, by every hedge she will sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. And that's exactly what she did, to the point where she didn't even know, who shot her, who shot the arrow in her. All right. She trying to figure out who's the father. Okay. That's what's going on, man. All right. And just the wickedness of our people, man, as it continues. This is why listen. We need Yahawashi to return. Okay, our people are lost in the sauce. All right, it says she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when she have found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. All right, let's get the book of Proverbs. Right, so she opens her mouth. All right, and let's see. All right, so it says, such is the way. This is Proverbs chapter 30 verse 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wrong. All right, and that's exactly, oh, I just did it because out of spite for him, because he did it. Right, wipe your mouth like you ain't did nothing. All right, where you had multiple people. All right, on a TV show nationwide to broadcast your shame, and it was nothing for you. All right, it was nothing for you. All right, to go on there and to do that. All right, and act like nothing happened. I have done no wrong. I just want to know who my baby. What? Come on, man. Right? This is the society that we're living in. All right, that's why Yahawashi said, ye adulterer and adulterous generation, man. This place, this whole society is just built on, adultery. All right. There's one more that I wanted to get, Salakia. Deuteronomy. Right. This is why I say we're a lot of you, man, are sleeping with the enemy, man. You don't even know. All right. You're sleeping with serial killers, man. Mass murderers. All right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 56. It says that this is one of the curses. It says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil towards her husband. All right. I was spiteful. That's why I did it. All right. And then what happens years later? Then you delete 2 of your children. It says, her eye shall be evil towards her husband, of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. It says, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet. All right. Just think about that. Right. She tried to delete all 4 of them. All right. But the Lord said, I make alive, I wound, I heal. Okay? And the Lord preserved two of them. All right? But two other ones, didn't make it. All right? It says, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children, which she shall bear. All right? It says, for she shall eat them for the one of all things secretly, and in siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. All right, it's going into something else, right? But the point that I want is, her eye is evil, right? Not only toward her husband, but toward her children. All right, to the point where what? She deleted her children. All right. Let's go to Lamentations. Lamentations chapter 4, verse number 3. It says, even the sea monsters draw out the breast and give suck to their young ones. It says, the daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. Okay? So the daughters of Zion, all right, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American women, all right, you'll become cruel. All right? And we see it. We see a lot of this, these news where these women, they have that evil eye, towards their children, towards their husband, all right? And then it's all around madness, all right? Let's read this again. It says, even the sea monsters draw out the breasts, they give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostrich in the wilderness. All right, that's Lamentations 4 and 3. Let's read about the ostrich. Let's go to the book of Job. Job 39, I believe it's 14. Nope. Verse number 13. It says, Job 39 and 14, it says, gavest thou godly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich? Right? What about the ostrich? Which leaveth her eggs in the earth, and warmeth them in the dust, and forgetteth that thy foot might crush them, or that the wild beast may break them. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. All right? This is right on point. All right? It says she is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Okay? To the point where, she's deleting them. Right? She's taking them and somewhere secluded, probably, right? And try to shoot all of them, all right? And ended up deleting two of them, her own children, okay? It says she is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear. Why? Because the Most High has deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding, right? And that's the state of a lot of women, all right, a lot of you Israelite women, man, all right. If the Most High has deprived her of her wisdom, all right, to the point where she is hardened against her young ones, all right, where you see in the news, all right, trying to drown the kids, all right, doing all types of just craziness, man. One woman put her baby in a microwave or in an oven, this is the estate that we're in, man. That's what I'm telling you. You men, you're sleeping with the enemy, man. All right? You're sleeping with the enemy, all right? Who is a mass murderer, and then will smile in your face like nothing happened. All right? Go delete children and then come back and smile in your face. Give you a kiss, wipe her mouth after she didn't, open her mouth to every thirsty traveler and open her quiver, right? And then come right back and sit with you, man. Like everything is good, right? Hey, listen, man. You men beware, man. All right? The scriptures say, man, many have fallen. What is that? Salaki. I don't want to misquote it. There was one that I know, wine and women, Wine and women. Let's get that. The book of Sirach. All right, Sirach 19, verse number 2. It says, wine and women will make men of understanding fall away, and he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent. Okay? But wine and women will make men of understanding fall away. All right? Many have lost their lives. All right? Many have, what does it say? Many have run out of their wits for a woman. Okay? And this is you can't, listen, this is not the time. You can't be, that's why Paul said, those who are married should be like they're not. All right? Should be as if they were not. All right? Because this is the times that we're living in, man. This is the cruel world that we're living in. All right? Where you have a mother, all right, who will go and try to delete all her children, man. All right? Because she's probably bitter. All right? Like, this is the madness of this world. I did the lesson about the mother who shot her son, right? She shot her son several times, and as he's crying in pain and calling on her name, what does she do? She takes a knife and puts him out of his misery, as she said. All right? This is what's going on, man. All right? Let's go back to Ecclesiastes 7, and what was that, 26 again. It says, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. All right, whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her. All right, understand that, man. Whosoever pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Okay? So whoso pleaseth the Most High, and they're going to be able to escape from her. All right? But those who are not, they're going to be taken by her. All right? Let's get about to close it out. Micah 7 and verse number 10. It says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahawah Bahasham thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down as the mirror in the streets, man. Right? A lot of you women, man, you independent women, and you wanted all this, and now you got it, and now guess what? Now you can't even, now you're going crazy. All right? You're going mentally crazy. All right? Because you wanted that independence. All right? You wanted to, Daddy Esau to pay for, to pay you financially rather than having a man in the house, man. All right? You chose Esau's money over a man in the house, all right, that would bring order and protection. And now you've lost your mind to the point where you're deleting your children, all right, trying to be spiteful, okay? Hey, but it says, woe unto you. Let's get that. And then we'll close it out, Salakia. I didn't want it to go this long, but what is that? Salakia. Okay, let's go to Isaiah 32 and verse number 9. It says, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. It says, be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you, make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. All right. It's time to humble down. All right. Because, hey, the fire is getting turned up. All right. Jacob's trouble. All right. It's all types of stuff going on now. All right. Stuff is getting shut down. Checks ain't coming. Rent's going up. Food's going up. Gas is going up. All right. And all you independent who, the gifts is getting taken away from you. And now you can't handle it. All right. And a lot of you are going to have to sit in the mess that you've made. Okay. So I just wanted to do this quick lesson. Lord's will, this is edifying. Right. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad. A mighty shalom to the 144,000 men. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who have ruled well through the Spirit. A mighty shalom, right, to the hopeful elect, all right, to the hopeful elect lady, and to the rest of the household of faith, man. Stay diligent, stay focused. All right, keep enduring. Stay focused on the kingdom of Yahawah Bahasham, man. All right, it's too late in the game, all right, to be trying to focus on, a lot of these wicked ass women out here, man. All right, and guess what? With this trouble that's coming, that's brewing up, a lot of these women are gonna humble themselves, like Isaiah 4:1 says. All right. Matter of fact, let me just get that real quick. That's coming. All right. This is Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. It says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. All right. That time is coming. All right. Well, the Lord is humbling a lot of you women. All right. We see a lot of you women folding, man. All right. Can't take the pressure. Right. Here you are trying to delete your children, out of spite and out of these different things. All right. So, like I said, a mighty shalom to the elect, the household of faith, man. Stay diligent, stay focused, keep praying for one another, man. All right. And at the end of the day, we say a ball, and shalom.